Instant match reaction, Crystal Palace 1, Everton 2 at Selhurst Park. Thank you very much. What a result for Everton Football Club. A very, very, very difficult game that today. We knew it was going to be a difficult game. We knew it was going to be very physical. We knew it was going to be a battle in midfield. And you know what? That game has really, really impressed me today, because I was made up last week, obviously, when we beat West Brom by 5-2 at Goodison Park, and we made it look quite easy in the second half. I was made up, obviously, when we beat Spurs in the first week, but neither really in either of those two games did we have to really, really put in a battle. You know, Spurs made it very, very easy for us, and, you know, obviously the West Brom game, okay, there was a little bit of a blimp where they got back into the game a couple of times, but overall it was quite, an easy ride for us, certainly in the second half, whereas today we had to battle, we had to dig deep, and we had to fight hard for that win. And I seen a tweet before I started recording, and it was, somebody said that last season we wouldn't have won that game, and I absolutely agree with that. Carlo Ancelotti has come in, first full season as an Everton manager, 3 Premier League wins, top of the league again, 2 wins in the Carabao Cup, 5 wins out of 5. It's a fantastic start to the season, and you can't ask for more. And like I said, there was fight today. It wasn't the prettiest performance, it wasn't the prettiest result, it wasn't like Tottenham where it was free-flowing football and we were lashing the ball left, right and centre and creating opportunity after opportunity. We had to battle today. Crystal Palace had a lot of the ball, Crystal Palace had a lot of opportunities in that second half, but we had to fight hard, we had to defend hard, and ultimately we've come out with the win. And look, if you're a Palace fan, you're probably not too happy about that, and you probably feel a little bit unfortunate, but there you go. I don't really care. I'm an Everton fan, and we've won the game, and we've fought hard, and we've won the game. Obviously, start very, very well. Really, really nice ball from James Rodriguez. James again showing his pure quality. At this point in the game, 5 or 10 minutes into the game, it was quite even. It was quite a scrappy game. Like I said, Everton couldn't quite settle the ball down and play that nice free-flowing football that we used to. But we showed a different edge to us today. We showed a different side to us, and that was that, when it's tough and when we're up against a physical opponent, we can dig in and we can fight and we can come out with the ball. We're not just a team that plays nice, pretty football and can do it, against sides that don't really want to get involved. We can do it against sides that want to get involved. We can fight, we can put in those type of performances. That's what Alan was brought in to do, that's what Abdoulaye Doucouré was brought in to do, and both of them played really, really well today. Like I said, start off fantastically. It's an unbelievable ball by James Rodriguez, once again showing that literally within a split second he can change a game for Everton Football Club. He is a truly world-class player, and that's exactly what he done. Split second, ball comes in to him. It's a fantastic first touch ball over to Seamus Coleman. I don't even think he's looking at Seamus Coleman. Seamus with some good close feet control puts it into the box, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin finishes, and we're 1-0 up, and all of a sudden it's a fantastic start to what has been a difficult game. I'd say it was quite open and even at that point, and we go 1-0 up, and you're thinking, right, okay, get in, let's go out there now, and let's go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and control it a little bit more, and continue to push them and go out and get the second. And ultimately, only a few minutes later, Crystal Palace go down the other end, they get a corner, they don't do anything with the corner, and you're sort of looking at it thinking, we were a bit poor defensively there, we probably should have done better. They get another corner from it, lo and behold, this one comes in, and Kouyaté headers in. And look, I've seen a little bit of criticism on social media over the last sort of 15-20 minutes or so, and when the game was going on, blaming Jordan Pickford for this. I can't blame Jordan Pickford for this. I can't. I solely blame Michael Keane and Richarlison, because I think the ball is far too easy and it just goes over both of their heads, and Kouyaté's given an open header. Should Jordan Pickford do better? Yes, probably. He should get his arm to it. It's it's in this direction, but it's headed at him about 100 mile an hour from about 5 yards out. So even if he does get a hand on it, it's probably he's probably not going to be able to keep it out. He probably should do better, yeah. But for me, let's not skate over the fact that it goes completely over Michael Keane's head and it goes completely over Richarlison's, and it's a free header. That's something that we definitely need to work on. But Palace get back into the game, and at that point you're sort of thinking, this is a little bit even. It's scrappy. We're fighting for every ball. They're fighting for every ball, and they're back into it. And all of a sudden, again, we go down the other end, ball comes in, it's a fantastic play by James Rodriguez, brilliant. He gets the ball in his own half, he plays an unbelievable first-time pass to Richarlison, and Richarlison just doesn't quite get his feet intact. He doesn't quite sort his feet out, and he ends up breaking it down that byline. Whereas if he'd have sorted his feet out a little bit better, for me, he's one-on-one with the keeper and he scores that. But he doesn't. He I don't know whether he's a little bit off balance, but he ultimately ends up going to the byline, and he puts a ball in, and it strikes the defender's arm. And I said as soon as I seen this, it's a penalty on Twitter. Don't shoot me. Let me explain before anybody gets on me. Do I believe that in footballing terms that should be a penalty? No, not at all. It's accidental. Do I think in this day and age with the new rule book, is that a penalty? 100%. The new rule says if it strikes your arm or your hand anywhere within the box, it's a penalty. And ultimately, whether it's accidental, whether it's in an unnatural position, whether it's in a natural position, that is all irrelevant. It hits his arm and it's a penalty. Would I be fuming if that was given against Everton? Yes. I'd be absolutely raging. But is it the rule? Yes. Is the rule ridiculous? Yeah, it is ridiculous. I don't like it whatsoever. But for me, it hits the defender's arm and it should have been given as a penalty. Anyway, it's not given. VAR rules it out and you're sort of thinking, right, okay, well, again, that's the rule. But if you want to go against the rule, whatever. We move on and 2.5 minutes later, something like that, again, another opportunity, fantastic ball into Lucas Dean. Lucas Dean heads it down and it again strikes the arm or strikes the hand of a Palace defender. And this time you're thinking, right, okay, well, in the rule book, that's a penalty, but are you going to give that as a penalty? Because if you do, you sort of made a mockery of yourself for the first one, which is a very similar situation. Lo and behold, VAR asks the referee to go over and check. Kevin Friend goes over and gives the penalty. And look, there'll be a lot of fans, like I said, obviously, a lot of Palace fans fuming at this because ultimately this has lost them the game and it is a silly rule. But that's the rule. Again, we don't make them. I don't make the rules. VAR doesn't make the rules. We've spoke for months and months and months about how the rule book and the offside rule and the handball rule is ridiculous, but it is, by nature of the rule book, it is a penalty because it strikes his arm. His arm, again, is in an unnatural position, probably slightly, but it's not, I don't think it's deliberate, but it still hits him on the arm and his arm's out, so it's a penalty. And look, Crystal Palace fans will be fuming at that, but they got one last week against Manchester United, which absolutely killed that game off, and that was ridiculous. It literally grazed Lindelof's knuckles, but they got a penalty for it. So ultimately we get the penalty. Again, not complaining, obviously. A lot of people on social media talking about how it shouldn't have been a penalty, whatever. We got it, we scored. It was a fantastic goal by Richarlison, really, really well taken penalty. And we go in at half-time, 2-1 up again, very similar to last week. And you're sort of thinking, right, okay, come out in the second half, get the third goal and just kill this game off. Don't give them any more opportunities. And to be fair, we held it out in the second half. Like I said, we fought, we battled. Abdoulaye Doucouré, absolutely fantastic. We also had another opportunity. Jordan, we were down there end of the pitch and we had a really, really good chance to score, and ultimately Crystal Palace came away with a counter-attack and Abdoulaye Doucouré makes an absolute unbelievable sprint back and manages to pick the ball off Wilfried Zaha, but if he doesn't do that, Wilfried Zaha's one-on-one with Jordan Pickford and has a fantastic opportunity to score. So it wasn't just the likes of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin and James who had a fantastic game. Alan was brilliant today, dug deep, battled, worked hard. That's what we bought him for, to get in those games against your Palaces who have got a difficult midfield. He needs to be getting involved, throwing tackles in, kicking people. If he needs to make a challenge in the halfway line, make the challenge. He was doing it today. Abdoulaye Doucouré, brilliant, getting involved, picking the ball off defenders. Again, like I said, running back, making every last-ditch tackle. The defence, other than the goal, really, really solid today. Yerry Mina had a little bit of a mad moment where he threw himself on the floor and tried to dive and head at a ball that was nowhere near him. But other than that, really solid. Michael Keane, really solid. Both fullbacks done well as well today. For me, it's a fantastic result. It's a fantastic result, and it wasn't the greatest performance because it wasn't the prettiest performance, but we dug deep and we worked hard. And yes, Palace had a lot of the possession, and Palace fans will probably feel like they deserve to win, but you deserve what you get, and ultimately we got the victory. And for me, like I said, it was a hard working win and exactly what we needed. And, we go back to the top of the table, 3 wins out of 3, and it's a fantastic start to the season for Carlo Ancelotti's Everton. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. We will be doing the player ratings in just a moment as well, so look out for that one. Let me know your thoughts on their goal. Do you think Jordan Pickford's to blame? What about the penalty? Do you think, firstly, I want, do you think it's a penalty? And secondly, even if you do think it's a penalty because of the rule book, do you think the rule book's a shambles? But why are we even mentioning it? Why are we even complaining? We've won the game through a penalty. Even if it wasn't a penalty, even if it striked his arse and we got given it, I don't care. We've won the game. We've been given a penalty. There you go. Palace fans will feel aggrieved, but it is what it is, isn't it? Big thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Like I said, check out the play ratings that'll be up in just a moment. Big thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.